Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, my people. My beautiful, happy, loving people of the world. How the heck are you? How the H-E double toothpicks are you? What's going on out there, ladies and gentlemen? It's great to be here with you today. Once again, as always, here on Operation Status Quo. Thanks for taking the time to join me on this almost semi-daily live stream. We were trying to be here 5 days a week. Moving through this week, it's a Wednesday already. It's amazing how quickly the time goes, closely approaching 100 little episodes that I've done here of this Operation Status Quo. It's really amazing how the time goes by. Matter of fact, August 19th, we'll be seeing March, April, May, June, July. It'll be 5 months. I had to use my fingers to count there. What are you going to do? You know, we're not all the brightest bulbs in the batch, as it were. But anyway, yeah, 5 months of doing Operation Status Quo. It's been great, and I'm really happy that you guys are out there joining me and enjoying what goes on here and the positive messages we try to send overall, at least, well, you know, it's a place where we observe the world. As I say, it is Operation Status Quo. I'm Pete Palma. Hello again and welcome. Thank you for being here. This is a place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So, you know, I was just thinking today I wanted to do something a little different and have a little bit of fun and just kind of keep it up the spirits up, you know. Obviously, you know, we know what's going on in the world on a daily basis. You know, this isn't like a news program per se where I'm giving updates on every last little detail of, you know, what's going on. We see the calamities as they unfold one by one in all different facets of what we are used to being our mainstream structure. So it is what it is with that. And of course, you know, the point of this program is always to encourage people to live from a space of love, you know, to live from their hearts and not to take things too seriously, not to get too worked up, and remember that this life is the dream. You know, we're here, we chose our lives, we chose our incarnation, you know, so, you know, we're here for a purpose. And although it may seem like crazy at times and we have no idea what the hell's going on and we don't understand anything, but the truth is everything is in perfect control and harmony by the way of the universe as it should be, and we're merely just the players here, you know, to go with the flow and play it out, as it were. You know, I always say we're just like cells in the body, you know, like your liver cell doesn't know your heart cell, and your, you know, heart cell doesn't know your kidney cell, and the knee bone's connected to the hip bone, and the hip bone's connected to the skull bone. Can you imagine if your hip bone was connected to your skull bone? That'd probably be a mess, wouldn't it? All right. See what I'm saying? See how much fun we have here? All right. Seriously. But yeah, so today I just thought, you know, instead of a, you know, I know sometimes we go on, like, depends on the subject matter, you know, like kind of try to really kind of talk about things sometimes. But, you know, the main goal all the time here on Operation Status Quo is to just create a space where people can just feel comfortable to relax and enjoy and listen to what I'm talking about, you know, if it resonates with you. And just know that, you know, there's one person in the world, that's me, at least there's one person in the world that is not taking this world too seriously at all. And, you know, I like to play and I want to have fun and I want to enjoy my life. And I think that we should all do that. I think that's really, you know, to actually be a human, to be embodied. I mean, think about it. You know, I mean, if you really think from the perspective that we're, you know, really spiritual energy having a human experience, think about how magical it is. Although, you know, the human experience is not an easy one, but still we're embodied in a space where we can actually engage and interact with physical material. We can feel senses and sensations and such. And, you know, instead of, you know, kind of just like putting all that off and just like, you know, just thinking this is just the way I don't know, you're just alive. I don't know. I'm just alive. You don't even think of these type of things, but instead to really embrace those aspects and to, you know, really enjoy it, right? Like really enjoy in a respectful, loving way towards your fellow man. But whatever it is for you, you know, to just enjoy the sensations and the pleasures and the happiness and the beauty that this world has to offer, because we're here. So, I mean, might as well enjoy it a little bit instead of being worked up and upset all the time. Like, you know, I always talk about the landscaping people out there, those poor guys dressed in long sleeves and long pants and hats and face masks and stuff, breathing in fumes of gas and dirt all over them. So, I'm saying you can choose that life or you could choose, a different. I'm not criticizing the landscapers. I just always feel badly for them, quite honestly, because it's a really, I say to myself, there's no way I could do this. I wouldn't last. I'd be like, pissed off and clothes sticking to me. I would be like a maniac. But I'm getting older too. If I was in my 20s, I guess, whatever, you need a job and you're out there hustling, or, if I had a family, if I was to be the type of person that would burden myself with a family, I'd have to be responsible and probably help them out, So that's why I kind of do the way I do. But I don't mean that as harsh as it sounds. I'm very open to whatever this life is meant for me to have in this life, just as we all should be open to whatever our journey is. And, God, whatever you want to say, the universe always gives you what you need. It doesn't give you more than you can handle. So, where some people might have a spouse, some people have a best friend or a dog or this or that. Everybody has what they need in their life for, the love and companionship to get by based on, their soul journey. So they're all just different pieces and teaching lessons and mechanisms, if you want to say it that way, to use and ultimately to always get us back to the same place, which is, the heart center and the oneness. So anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, is the 9th of August in the good year 2023. My birthday's coming up in a couple days. So if you're out there and you're a regular watcher of the show and you would like to, give me a birthday present, go ahead and subscribe. That's all. That's all you have to do. Subscribe, like, and share. That would be the best gift I could get ever here on Operation Status Quo. But anyway, and today's program is entitled Ride the Vibe. That's right, Ride the Vibe, because basically I just wanted to share a simple concept, which is it's a simple concept, but sometimes it's difficult for us to actually engage and utilize in day-to-day life. But and it seems so intangible, so sometimes it doesn't seem real, right? But really, the truth is, we really are what we think. We really create in our lives what we think. I was talking about this, I guess, maybe a little bit yesterday, kind of, when I was just talking about how subtle it was and using the personas and stuff, to put on whatever, face we feel we need to, mitigate our way through the world. But the truth is, our thoughts have power, our words have power. And, if you're sitting all day thinking negative things, that's ultimately what you're going to create in your life. If you're sitting all day thinking positive things, you can create that as well. So I do feel it's each of us has it's our own personal responsibility to realize that and to get to that space the best we can. Again, we're living in this world. It's not everything's, and this what I'm talking about today. And I'm going to read some nice inspirational quotes, just to have a little fun with that and give some positive messages here. But it's not all like, la la fairyland, singing in the clouds. Right? We have to be realistic that this world is what it is. I definitely think, the spiritual side. What's the term they use? I can't believe it just slipped my mind. Like, when people don't want to, was it spiritual something? When people don't want to acknowledge what's going on in the world, just like, oh no, we're just going to sit and meditate and everything's beautiful. You can't turn a blind eye to what's going on in the world. You have to pay attention and you have to be aware, and, but it doesn't mean you have to get wrapped up in the fear and propaganda of such items, right? So, there's a level of it. So that's really what it's about. And when we encounter these things in our life, that are difficult or that scare us, that's when what I'm talking about today comes in handy, right? Because then you realize, oh crap, I'm getting worked up. I'm really getting attached to this particular story or news item or, whatever, coworker that's pissing me off, whatever. I'm getting, wrapped up in that. And so what do I do to kind of take a step back and, bring back the positive? Because once you start going down that road thinking all that stuff, negative, and you're telling that story in your head and you're going over and over and over, right? That's just creating that energy, because the universe doesn't know one way or the other. There is no good or bad, right or wrong. It only just, aligns you with the vibrations through which, you're resonating. So that's why it's so important for us to take personal responsibility, and then to when we do feel upset about something, to take the step back and, kind of reaffirm ourselves in the other way. Dan, what is that darn term? Spiritual, it's not spiritual something, when they just pretend that nothing's happened in the world and everything's just a Hallmark card, but we know that's not true. So anyway, let's go over here, and I got some nice inspirational quotes. I mean, I got a ton of them, so we'll just go through a little bit and see how they resonate with you, and hopefully some of these quotes make you feel good. Honestly, I think I came up with this yesterday because I believe it or not, like when I'm sitting sometimes and I'll have like a YouTube video on or whatever, and I'm on my TV, I'll put on the music channels. I like the music channels, and channel, I don't know where it is for you, but channel 442 for me is Soundscapes, and I love that Soundscapes station. It plays like just nice, kind of cool, easygoing music, and they always have the little, inspirational quotes up in the corner. So I said, oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I like to come on, and instead of like saying, the government and the Satan worshipers, all this kind of stuff, it's all true, not true, whatever you believe, blah, 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 how far you want to go down all the roads, flat earth, round earth, Mars, the moon, were we on it? Is there a moon? I don't know. Maybe the moon is just as like Project Bluebeam, and it's just a projection in the sky. Who the frig knows, right? But instead of, getting wrapped up in conspiracies and, pounding our fist on the table of what action we have to take, the best action we can take is just vibrating it with a positive thought, because that's contagious. That goes out into the universe, and the more people that are thinking that way, then the negative stuff just can't exist. The same thing with your health and your body. I know a lot of people may not believe this in a sense, but you keep your body in an alkaline state the best you can. Sickness generally cannot, peripherate in a alkaline environment. It needs an acidic environment for sickness to take hold in your body. So if you're living a life where you're keeping yourself, alkaline the best that you can, generally you won't get sick. And if you do get sick, it's about not like having to go to the doctor and get 30 prescriptions, but how to alkalize your body to get rid of the sickness, because once you create alkaline in your body, then the sickness goes away. So it's the same thing, with what's going on in our world today, in the universe, and all that kind of thing. Like, if we're thinking negative, then negative is going to create. But negative, can't exist in a space where, positive vibrations are, resonating at a certain level. So I don't know, just stuff to think about. How much power. I always want to talk about how much power we have and the choices we have. It's really up to us. And so I encourage all of you to be the best, most positive person you can be, whatever that works for you. Even if you're a curmudgeon, like you could be a curmudgeon a little bit, but you could be like a nice curmudgeon. Like you could be like, all right, yeah, I want to be a little cynical, but all right, I like you. Everything's fine. You still could do that, right? Because I'm a curmudgeon sometimes. We're all a little bit curmudgeons. All right, let's do some quotes here and have some fun. All right, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? Pretty simple here. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And I wouldn't even know if that's really 100% true. Well, 100% equals 100%, 90 and 10. But I would almost say, like, because I don't ever like to say that anything happens to you, right? I just like to say, like, things exist, and then, how do you resonate with what goes on? But otherwise than that, I definitely agree with the quote. Something pops up in your life, and the only choice you really have is how you react to it and how you go, deal with the circumstances, right? It's not about, a lot of people will sit and say, oh, this person did that and this happened and then this happened. And it's like, yeah, things are going on, but you still have the power to, choose how you react and go forward with the situation. Some situations really suck. I get it, but you still have the power to be in control of managing the situation when it happens. So, all right, change your thoughts and you change your world. And that's exactly what I was saying, because you are what you create. We are what we create. We create what we are, I guess, is the way. I don't know which way I want to say it, but I guess, it's like the commutative property. 1 + 2 is 3, and 2 + 1 is 3 as well. So, what you think and what you create, and what you create is what you think, kind of thing. All right, how about this? All our dreams can come true if we have courage to pursue them. That was said by Walt Disney. So, I do have to go down a little aside there, because we do know that Walt Disney, unfortunately, is not on the good side of things. And I'm not sure, and he created his dreams. Your dreams can come true. It can happen to you. And I think it did with him creating all those tunnels under Disney to traffic children. That was his dream, and he did make it come true. But it's so great to see that Disney is struggling during these times because, unfortunately, we do have to be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. They are way up at the top when it comes to child grooming and trafficking and all that type of stuff and abusing children sexually. So, it is what it is. So, but anyway, if you like Walt Disney, you can go along with that. How about this? What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So, it's not about, that's the thing too about our society, how crazy it is and the way things have changed over time, just with the mainstream media and such like that. And, just the way our society has really kind of been dumbed down with products and TV shows and everything. And, when you think about when you really work hard for something in your life, it's great to achieve the goal and to acquire whatever it is that you worked hard. But, when you go through the whole process of actually doing something, and you come out the other side, it's like, even if you fail at something, right? I mean, if you went through the process, and I won't even say the word fail, because really there's no fail. If you try, you're always working towards something. So, but if you didn't ultimately say maybe meet what your original objective was, you still learned. Think about how much you learned just to go through the process and to put it into motion and to see where you could get to. Maybe you realized that what you were trying to achieve wasn't the right thing for you. Maybe you achieved something different. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like even for me, when I think about the yoga teacher training and stuff, I did a couple of them, and those experiences, like I'm still here teaching these years later, but when I always reflect back on my teacher training experiences, I mean, wow, like they were very, not only inspirational, but they were huge in some transformations in my life of realizing things in a different way and just having a different perspective and the camaraderie of the group and everything. So, it's go after your goals and just think about how you feel when you work hard towards something and it comes to fruition. It always seems impossible until it's done. That was said by Nelson Mandela, and I think he was referring to when he finally got out of jail. He was like, it seemed impossible, but damn it, I'm out of jail. I'm at home. Let me get my applause. I'm a free man. I'm free. I'm free. Heyo. So, but yeah, that's a good one too. Here we go. I was just talking about the moon. Aim for the moon. If you miss it, if you miss, you may hit a star, right? So that's even what I just kind of was saying about that last quote. Sometimes you start working towards a certain goal and you think this is what you want, and then you realize, kind of life takes you in a different direction, or you learned something different from what you thought you were learning originally. So, always try. I mean, that's really the important thing, right? To engage, to try, to be your best, whatever that is. You don't have to be like, not everybody has to be like, some famous star or something, right? It's just, really just resonating and living well is like such a good life. I think about like people in my life, like my grandfather's a great example. He was a simple guy, but I mean, the guy was so nice. Like he didn't deserve me as a grandson. That poor man was a patient, gentle, loving, caring, nice man to everyone. And then he got stuck with me, for God's sake. Can you believe it? I know, because I'm a pain in the ass. I don't want to be. I really don't. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about me being a pain in the ass. Oh, darn it. Let's not cry. We're trying to get through some positive thoughts here. Get that baby out of here. All right. Thank you very much. Hold on. I got to go back to that mad crowd. They just never... Hold on. I got to go back over here because, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's a long sound effect. It's a long sound effect. All righty. Oh, my goodness. But, we're having a little fun, right? We're having fun. We're saying positive things, so that's the important part. And I really do mean the positive thing. The positive things that I say. How about this? Let's see here. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So there you go. You can build a door. You can help the economy by buying some goods to actually build the door, and then you'll have a door to knock on, and hopefully somebody answers it. Hopefully opportunity will knock on your door, right? So you have to have a door for opportunity to knock, but you get. This is Milton Berle who said that, but basically saying if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. I don't know if that means to keep opportunity out or to give an opportunity. Opportunity could ring the doorbell if there's not a door, or maybe knock on the window. I don't know. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, create your own vibe. That's what you got to do. Create your own vibe. That's what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo, right? You got to create your own flow of quo, yo. All right, let's see here. This one says, you've got to learn to leave the table when love is no longer being served. So, unless you don't generally eat at a table, maybe you just kind of stand up at the counter and eat wherever it is for you. You do have to, move on. No, but I'm making joke. But seriously, it's really talking about, obviously, not keeping yourself in situations that aren't for your betterment, right? You just, sometimes we try so hard to keep old patterns working because we're just so used to it. That could be jobs, relationships, whatever, could be toxic for us in certain ways. But, that's what we're used to. And, the fear of going on to something else sometimes, right, keeps us from moving forward. But you have to be aware of when you're in a situation that is not loving in your life, whatever it may be, that is not providing you with that, that positive vibe. Then, you accept it. You learn what you learned from it. You say, that's great. Thank you. And then you move on. All right. Let's see here. Talk to yourself like someone you love. That's a simple one, and it's true. And the thing is, like, you have to love yourself first, right? It's like such a, people forget. Everybody's just worried about, just to be nice to other people. You should be nice to other people. But, we really, all of us, and I know it's a struggle because I'm speaking for myself too. It took a lot in my life sometimes to, not put myself down or think better of myself, think that I was worthy, think I deserve things. And, we always have, a lot of us have a lot of, self negative talk and self negative beliefs and such. And so talk to yourself like someone you love. It's a simple thing, but how you love yourself is ultimately how you're going to treat other people, right? Like if you don't really care for yourself and you're thinking down on yourself, then you could be as nice as pie, on the outside to others. But how much can you really give love, like true love to them? Like if you can't give it to yourself, right? Because that's where it all starts. You have to have it within yourself and recognize it within yourself, and then it emanates out to the others. Okay? Let's see here. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. I would say that's true as well, because in our world, today, we are programmed, the mainstream structure that has us in its grip and the way that we're taught. And we have to break free of those thought patterns and processes and, get out of the way of our, our limitations, of our suffering of the inner child and such as well. And you become who you really are. And I would say, what does that mean? Become who you really are. Become who you really are as far as being in touch, with your spiritual side, your oneness, all that type of thing. So yeah, and it does take courage, quite honestly, and I look back over the course of my life and things that I was doing, and like, the way I was, like when I was in my 20s or even early 30s a little bit, it just took so much time to break through all those levels of behavior and triggers and conditioning to, really get to a space where I feel like, I communicate with my higher self or my inner self or the universe or God or whatever words you want to use, where I feel like I can have that space and I kind of just feel it in here of, what's right for me. And like, I don't really worry about being, judged by others, what other people think or anything like that. To me, it's just up to me to make my life the best it can be, whatever that is, within the realm of being kind to others. You always got to remind yourself, people, it's not, hey, here we go. Here's the next, and this kind of piggybacks on that. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. So I don't know what that means. I didn't read the last line of that until I just read the last line of that. But I do like the idea of caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. I understand where he's going with it, but overall, I definitely think you have to care for yourself. And the same thing I was just kind of saying. I'm sorry, I'm reading over this again, but how about this one? Like by being yourself, you put something wonderful into the world that was not there before. So, we're always trying to fit in and we do what we think others should do. But the truth is we're all like, special, divine illuminations, right? With a particular set of skills and purpose. And the more we tap into that and be that, the more it helps all of us. That's really, because we are ultimately all one. So it would be, the best would be for all of us to be operating, on a high level, just like, your car, right? Like, you have 4 tires on the car. All 4 tires should be inflated properly and, aligned and, balanced, right? If you have one tire that's like half the pressure and the other one tire's flat, the other tire's overinflated, and one's got a big bubble on the side of it, right? It throws the whole balance of the car off, right? So us as individuals, if we're not in check with ourselves and have our proper alignment and balance, each and every one of us individuals, then it throws the whole humanity off. And that's basically what we got going on right now. I'm going to end with this one right here, ladies and gentlemen, because I think this is a good one, by our friend Judy Garland. Be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else. Yes, and a little applause for that, because that is really the ultimate of what we're talking about, and goes back to everything I've just basically been saying. Heyo. How important it is to really just be yourself, be true to yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. I was talking about this a little bit yesterday, even with like the YouTube, and saying a lot of stuff cookie cutter. And I know people try to, there's so many things to work with the algorithms and the this and the that and the boo, and that's all great. I'm sure, people try to be successful and they want to do their best and, use those things to their advantage. I personally don't, get into all that. I just like to come on and, do my show and speak to the people. And if whoever's ears it's meant to land upon, that's where it will fall. So whether it's 1 million people or 2 people or no people, I'm hearing it, right? So seriously though. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember how much power you have inside your heart to be the best you that you can be, and don't let the outside world get you crazy. Go online, look up some inspirational quotes. When you get into a, feeling down, just read the quotes and just let them resonate with you. At least see positive words and positive messages. And, it starts to change things little by little. So we don't have to live in the depths of the quote unquote evil and corruption that's going on. We have the choice to raise our vibration higher, which would then raise consciousness overall of humanity higher. And the higher we go in that level, the less opportunity there is for these quote unquote evil and corrupt ways of being to come to fruition and to exist, to honestly exist. They can't. They're not. Nothing in this life exists unless it's observed, in a sense, right? So where your attention lies is what is real. I mean, that's pretty much. I should put that down as a quote, right? By Pete Palmer. Seriously though, but unless you observe it and give power to it and give credence to it in some way, then it doesn't exist. So that's how I keep myself sane a lot, to be honest with you. It's a beautiful thing, because I always think, life is just always talking to you. We're always waiting for like some direct message, like even like a passed on loved one or something, like their face is going to like illuminate on your wall and go, you should do this, and I see the future. It's just like, it's not like that in a way. It's more just always kind of signs, little subtle signs all the time, whether it be nature, numbers, synchronicities of people you meet, conversations you have, words. It's just so, tuning in that radio, tune yourself into it, and, you'll get to that vibration that's being, that frequency that's being, that you're trying. Well, the frequency's there. You have to tune into it. So that's basically it, right? So again, what you observe is what is in your life. You tune to this station, that's what you're going to hear. You tune to that station, that's what you're going to hear. So, it's pretty simple as far as that goes. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your time here today on Operation Status Quo. It's always a pleasure to be with you, my beautiful audience. If you haven't done so already, don't forget, it's my birthday in a couple days. So do me a favor, be nice. Just be nice this one time and like, subscribe, share. Send this out to your family, your friends, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. All right. I don't know. Should we do something special for the 100th episode? I don't know. You tell me. Don't forget you're welcome here, by the way. So let me know your thoughts. Drop some comments. If you want to be a guest, you're welcome. If you want me to discuss any particular topics, I'm happy to do that. My contact information is in the description box below. I'm quite friendly, quite gregarious, and I enjoy human contact, whether it be conversation, shaking your hand, or just giving you a nice smile. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Until tomorrow, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.